respected seniors, respected delegates, this is a beautiful opportunity for you all to have a session on socio-economic and political impact of cancer. The day I was told that I am the program director, I thought I'll ask the speaker from where he is. He was from Jaipur. I thought it's a pink city. The theme of the conference was also pink. I am wearing pink today. I invite our chairperson, Dr. Avadh Dubey, Dr. S.K. Mishra to please come on the dais. A very interesting session. I mean, those who are standing may say may be a very good interactive session. A bit about biodata of Major General Dr. S.C. Parekh. Major General Dr. Subhash Chandra Parekh is an alumnus of prestigious Rabindranath Tagore Medical College of Udaipur, the General Officer, had a diploma in anesthesia from the University of Delhi. He did his PG diploma in hospital and health management from the Academy of Hospital Administration in New Delhi, and followed it by a master's in business administration in the healthcare administration from the Faculty of Management Sciences. Alumnus of the prestigious National Defence College, Delhi, and also holds an MPhil in Defence Strategic Studies from University of Manchester. A long illustrious career, having served in various service hospitals and had held important staff appointments. The General Officer has got several honors and awards to his credit, including the GOC in G Commendation Card, Southwestern Command in the year 2006-07, and Chief of Army Staff Commendation Card thrice in the year 2007-08, 9-10, 10-11 respectively. A hospital administrator par excellence, he has commanded Military Hospital Jaipur, Military Hospital Meerut, Command Hospital Lucknow. He is the member of Academy of Hospital Administration and assessor for the National Accreditation Board of Hospitals. He is also a member of Academic Council of IIHMR University Jaipur. This was the introduction of the speaker. I'd like to have few words to talk about our chairpersons. Dr. S.K. Mishra is also the president of Associations of Surgeons of India. He is a gem of Kanpur. You should all clap, applause. He is appreciated around the globe, and he has done something proud of Kanpur. Dr. Avadh Dubey, he is an inspirational model. I mean, you just sit with him for an hour, you will gain a lot of things which you have never learned in your life. I call upon the stage Major General Dr. Subhash Parekh. Please come on the stage. We will start the scene.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Dr. Mishra, for giving and speaking so much of words about me. At the outset, I want to thank the organizers for organizing a conference and named it as Fight Against Cancer. And when you are using a word fight and you are called a soldier, I'll be dealing with this subject as an absolute war. Ladies and gentlemen, though the people say that the war is fought by armed forces, but we in army says that war is always fought by the country, the fellow citizens, the societies, the politicians, the common man, the truck driver, the mazdoor, the labor, all those who are involved in the economics. Therefore, in this fight against cancer, each one of us has to be involved. You had a very experienced lecture from Dr. Agarwal, who spoke on the genomics, which is the latest. But I've been working in a cancer hospital last 3.5 years after my retirement. And my common habit, which we learned in armed forces, is that we meet the patient when he is being discharged. And very glaring thing comes. Sometimes I ask the people who are suffering from head and neck cancer and they report in stage 3 and 4 particularly if it is related with their normal habits, that आपको पहले कोई मालूम नहीं चला था. They do say yes. There were two things came कि हाँ दिखाते थे लेकिन किसी ने कैंसर नहीं बताया. And somebody said हाँ किसी ने बोला था जांच करा लें लेकिन थोड़ा डर रहे थे. Now this is where the fight has to start at our level, because there are only three things. Either the facilities were not available to them, or there was no awareness, or they could not afford. Therefore, the role of the society, the politics, the government, the doctors and the healthcare workers starts. From the healthcare fraternity, which most of you are sitting here, and I respect all the oncologists of the country that they have made the change in the treatment of the oncology. But what is expected from a general practitioner is to have an eye. We are missing diagnosis, and the early diagnosis is the key of the success. Therefore, a person of my age, if he goes even for a normal flu to a doctor, he should be asked certain questions about whether he has got his PSA done sometimes, or anything, any change in his normal habits. There are 7-8 cardinal symptoms which comes on TV, which are displayed on almost every hospital, but we don't use them in our day-to-day practice. And that is where the war starts. We in our hospital, which is a tertiary care cancer hospital in Jaipur, we had a head and neck global conference. And the people who came from the abroad, some of them were of the foreign origin. They were surprised to see stage 3, stage 4 and palliative cases in our setup. We are missing somewhere. So in last about 30-35 minutes, what I am going to deliberate with you is where is the society comes, what are those factors, what are the factors where government come, and what are the factors where a health care provider comes. Now, such type of news keep appearing in the newspaper. Recently, that बाड़मेर में 26 सितंबर से 16 अक्टूबर तक रहेगी लाइफलाइन एक्सप्रेस. कैंसर पीड़ितों के लिए उम्मीद लाएगी लाइफलाइन एक्सप्रेस. ऑन स्मोकिंग, स्कूल चिकित्सा संस्थानों के बाद 68 आंगनबाड़ी केंद्र होंगे टोबैको फ्री. I visited one of the police line where outside the gate it is written this is a smoke free area, and the person who was standing on the gate was chewing tobacco. So I asked him, it is written your place has been made smoke free, why you are chewing tobacco? He said, no, I don't smoke. This is our ignorance. This is our level of ignorance. So we are actually in the war. Though such report comes that cigarette has been closed, some tobacco prohibition act has been enacted, but what happens actually is that in a cinema hall you see a nice gutka ad or some kind of a tobacco provocation ads. पान मसाले पर प्रतिबंध लगाने की मांग. This is the latest. I mean, the healthcare providers are writing, and I really don't know because I have not personally got introduced to them. But the 3 doctors sitting on the dais are aware that at every form doctors do inform to the administration. But how much? I wish when we are talking on the social, political and economic aspect, the DM and your Nagarpalika and your all those police staff should have been here. It is for them to understand. Now, this is one slide where what I want to depict is when we compare ourselves in the connection of the treatment of the developed country and developing country, there about almost 80% patients are cured and hardly around 20% remain which have the poor outcome. So cured and outcome are around 80% in the developed country, while in our scenario it is 33 and 33%. And it is not that there is any lack of facility in our country. It is not that there is a lack of any expertise in our country, but it is primarily because our diagnosis is late. So the early diagnosis is the key success in fighting this war. Lot of people must have spoken to you, so I'm just not going to touch this much, that what is the burden. You are all aware. My predecessor, just Dr. Agarwal, also gave you the statistics of the burden of cancer. But yes, it's a serious challenge. There are risk factors which contribute, and it is expected that we are going to have about double than what we are having today. Now, this is very important. This is where the entire country map is in front of you, and if we look at the northeast, there are highest incidence of the esophagus cancer, and the contribution is to tobacco and the burning of the wood, firewood, which is routinely used there. When it comes to the West Bengal, then there is a lung urinary bladder cancer because of the water and air pollution. There are a lot of projects these days coming in the paper, or which the cleaning of the Ganga. So many researchers has taken so many projects, but I'll be delighted if anyone's sitting in this auditorium, or the dignitaries on the dais can tell me that anybody is handling a project that cancer gallbladder is more common amongst the people who are residing near the Ganges belt. Are we really doing that? South and coastal India, we have stomach cancer because of the diet. Goa is a colon cancer. Like this, Gujarat and Rajasthan, it's known that head and neck cancer is very common there because of tobacco, pan masala, and even offering tobaccos. Punjab and other places, almost all types of cancer because all the habits are there. UP, Bihar, West Bengal, as I said, gallbladder and head and neck cancer is there. So this problem is throughout our country, and it is region based. So we need to do really research as what is there. Other than the genomics, all other causative factors, carcinogens which are available, we have to address, and we have to really eliminate them. Now, burden of disease, I mean, again, this is that in the, it will double in next 20 years. So we are hoping that there is going to be an epidemic. It is already an epidemic, but it is going to be in a very severe form. Now, just a word about it, because many people ask this question that so-and-so is also smoking. But he smoked throughout. My Dadaji used to smoke throughout his life, and he didn't have head and neck cancer. So if I smoke, how do you say that this smoking will cause a cancer to me? This is because of this altered gene which leads to hyperplasia, dysplasia, and in situ cancer and invasive cancer. So it is not necessarily that everyone who smokes, but then smoking is the contributing factor. Alcohol is the contributing factor. Poor diet habits are the contributing factor. Obesity is the contributing factor. The personal hygiene in the rural area as regards ladies is concerned is the contributing factor, and we have to address that. Now, I only want to say that in comparison to countries like USA, UK and China, in our scenario, what you can see is the red circle is that our maximum cases are being diagnosed in stage 3 and 4, while in the developed countries it is in the stage 1 and 2. So therefore the outcome is bad. We have breast cancer, cervix, ovary, head and neck and colorectal cancer more common among the solid tumors among the ladies, and head and neck, lung, upper GIT, colorectal and prostate cancer among the male. So these things are known, and if these, my message is that if each one of us who are practicing somewhere in the community center, in the society, in the school, even everybody ask these 7-8 questions, which in the last of my slides I will show you. I will also show you as what actions in our hospital we have taken as a society to ensure that we can take control of this. Now this is again academic that breast and the GIT cancer are going to be are around 50%. Now from 2000 it was around 45% to now 50% in 2014. What is more essential for each one of you, for the young generation, the children who are sitting in this auditorium, is to know is that we have to have a wellness tree in our body rather than having a illness tree. And the illness tree is because of eating junk food, smoking, alcohol, physical inactivity, stress and worries. The social factors are because it's very common in our case, if somebody comes, we offer him cigarette or we offer him tobacco or we offer him a drink or we make khana which normally we don't eat, or certain lifestyle. So all this tobacco, alcohol, dietary habits, lifestyle changes, poor hygiene and environment are the factor. And I went through the program that since yesterday these things are being talked, so definitely I will not go into details of these are the factors, and this has been dealt one by one as how it affects. Though statistically smoking in our country is less than the developed countries, but yet in our case there is a late diagnosis, so there is a problem. Now, I just said about the tobacco that yes, there is a Tobacco Control Act, but how much it is effective, sometimes stay calm, sometimes some industries bring. So these are the problem where the government of India and the state government and the dichotomy that health is a state subject, but these acts are enacted in the parliament, all those things has to be addressed at a very high level. This is a very important thing because children are here, so I thought that I would request all the teachers to take note of this and the parents that the child learns smoking. And in fact, all those who are of my age also know that this really starts at the 10 to 15 years of age. Around 65 to 70% of the children learn smoking in that age group in a feeling that it makes you hero. There's a good news also that this GATT2 study had shown certain decline in the GATT1 study percentage, which has come in the form of tobacco users, smokers, and the smoker and tobacco user. Well, there is a decline, but the decline is very minuscule. On a very small thing, we keep getting these ads that smoking dips in last 2 years. But actually, with this, there is an ad that in 1 rupee you will get a gutka. So, there is a lot of dichotomy in the presentation. And I really feel that this is another thing that e-cigarette. Lot of advertisement came that it is free from nicotine, but this is not free. These aerosols are coming through the nicotine, and it is as bad as the other cigarettes. This is a mechanism by which there is a light, there is a battery, and then there is a cartridge, and where there is a nicotine is dissolved, and when you smoke, this travels through and it affects your body. The nicotine is there in the e-cigarettes. I'm glad that these Jammu and Kashmir, Maharashtra, Kerala, Karnataka and Punjab, 5 of the states have banned the e-cigarette. One side we make law, one side we talk that this is injurious to health. But the other side, this slide will tell you that it will be difficult to stop it until and unless the highest authority in the country really make up their mind. Like, the war which Israel is fighting, the entire country is fighting. This cancer war, if entire country fights, then only you can achieve the success. Another mystery is that there is a lowest star cigarette has been now come into the light. So sometimes e-cigarette, sometimes low star, but they are all dangerous, all dangerous. We have this animal on which we are proud of, is very brave. We have our national bird, which is also very beautiful. We have a flower which we are proud of, but this is our mouth. This is our national mouth. We have to think about it. hookah used to be used, in the villages, in the rural areas, but that hookah really used to filter the tobacco, and the smoke used to travel a very long distance. While now these societal hookahs with lot of these pouches and all are available in these pubs and restaurants and all, they are as bad as any kind of smoking products. Same as alcohol consumption, then the dietary habits. It is alarming these days. It is alarming that we notice a lot of children who are inactive. In fact, if you interview 10 children about their physical activity, you will come to know that they hardly do anything. The whole day they are sitting, and then when they become the adult, they learn this habit of alcohol and smoking. So we are ourselves landing into lots of problems. Poor hygiene, and in the rural areas, not even 5% ladies are using sanitary napkins. We talk about the sanitation, we talk about the clean India, but these are the real aspects. This has to be addressed by the government, by the politicians, as how to provide these napkins either at the cheaper cost or maybe even free of cost for their use. Air pollution is another factor, and so actually in all these things we have seen that there is an increasing alcohol consumption, there is increasing in the level of obesity, there is a change in the diet habit, there is an increased level of urban population because people are coming for the job, and then there is a change in the lifestyle resembling that of the Western population. All these things are leading to the cancer and development of cancer. All these are leading to all kind of non-communicable disease, not only cancer. Since subject is cancer, I am talking on the cancer. There is a demographic change, and then there are increasing risk factors and gap in diagnosis. That means population is increasing, these are being diagnosed early. So the number of cancer are going to increase, there is no doubt about it. Then comes is affordability. Lot of people, when I like the discharge introduction, discharge interview which I keep in my hospital, lot of people talk about money also. There are only few people who can afford, or there are some who are having some kind of an insurance, but lot of people, especially a brain earning person is diagnosed with the cancer, the whole family gets turned up, their children education gets stopped, their daughter's marriage get postponed. So this is a really deadly disease, and there has to be some way forward to address this problem. So what all is available with us? One is the preventive in form of, again and again I will insist on the diet, the exercise, exposure to sun, abuse of alcohol to be stopped, tobacco to be controlled, and then cancer screening. Now, I keep getting letter from the government of the Rajasthan, because we have the hospital there, that you should arrange screening camps. Now, all those are IVAs. Screening has to be done by the primary physician. The concept of primary physician has to be there, that primarily when he is coming for anything and everything, he is being screened, seen, and if he is doubtful, then sent to a center. Pap test, mammogram, PSA, occult blood, colonoscopy, awareness, diagnosis, timely treatment, then the chemotherapy, and the survivors are to be celebrated. They are to be asked to give their personal experience in the newspaper, so that people learn about their history, and they also take the remedial measures. End of life care. This is another aspect, because the cancer, once diagnosed, if it is diagnosed early, then yes, there is a cure rate and then there is a survivability. But those majority of the cases as diagnosed in our setup are at the stage 3 and stage 4. So end of life care has to be looked after by the politicians, by the government. Now, when we talk of early diagnosis, this is the basic reason, because what is happening today is that if anyone comes to know, he immediately runs to the tertiary care center. So the tertiary care centers are overloaded, and if he at all goes to the primary physician, obviously he also thinks that he has come, let me also treat him for some time for whatever may be the reasons. So there has to be a two-way traffic between the primary center and the tertiary center, which is the rule of referral system, and if that is enforced by the healthcare officials in form of the secretaries and the director of the health through the government, that once a case has been referred to the tertiary care center, after the definitive treatment, the patient should go back to the primary center and he is to be treated there. This will give the opportunity to those who are more qualified and super specialists to treat the active cases, and will also satisfy the ego of the primary physician. This is what we have read, we have learned that our ancestors came and they were evolved in form of a monkey, and then we became a real man, and now what we are becoming because of our inactive habits and food habits. Then this is just to give you a feeling that when they were children and playing, they used to hug each other and they used to embrace each other. But they have reached the stage where that they can meet each other but can't hug each other. The economic issues again is the National Cancer Control Program budget. That is one aspect. Then is the cost on which it is available in the very rural areas, because they can't really afford their earning members, and particularly a earning member which suffers from the cancer, the earning stops, their normal day-to-day activity stops. Now when you people, you must educate everybody to take some or other insurance, because when you talk to the insurance people, they say that nobody is willing to take insurance when he is healthy, and when you are diagnosed suffering from a non-communicable disease of that high velocity, then they don't take you. So there has to be a scheme between the government and the in form of like in our Rajasthan state, one Bhamasha card has been introduced, where the government is paying money every month money to the insurance company, and then those people can avail the facility of treatment up to 3 lakhs. So some kind of an act, sporadically it is existing. There may be some act in UP, there may be some act in some other state, but there is no universal policy on this. Now those who are commercial insurance are only 3%, and then there is a insurance which is employee scheme like ESI, and then state government scheme which is very minuscule. There are a lot of the state government scheme, like I get a patient even from UP, and when we write to the UP government, the reply comes that he has to take treatment in our center. That is fine, but the another thing is that medicines are reimbursement, takes a lot of time. So ultimately he discontinues the treatment. There are only 1% people in our country who can afford any kind of treatment, and there are about 5 to 6% who can afford a little higher treatment, and 20 to 25% can afford basic treatment. Rest all they just can't afford, and they need some kind of a societal social help to support them. So we have to have the facility of mammography, facility of pap smear. Then is the treatment part. When we talk of treatment part of high quality is located only in the metros. These days the radiotherapy is the line of the treatment, and the LINAC is at very selective places.
Sir, just one second. I request the audience please to settle down.
so as the multimodular treatment, like the well-established chemo centers, where the surgical facility, the medical oncology, the radiation, the investigations, the end-of-life care, that means comprehensive care is available. Such centers are at only the metro centers. These are very few which can be counted, so they need to have some more centers. Then there is a availability of cancer experts. Now there is another thing which the medical oncologist and the surgical oncologist faces, that there are two things takes place. Some people go to different type of regimes. I am not here to criticize any of the regime, but then they delay their treatment, and somewhere surgery also leads to margin. So once a diagnosis, in this case the diagnosis is there on the biopsy or in the FNAC, then it has to be, the patient has to go to a well-established center where he can be really given a definitive treatment. The new technology has also come, like Dr. Agarwal was mentioning about the genomics. There is CyberKnife, SRS, where you can selectively places you can give radiation, IGRT, IMRT, 3D CRT. These all facilities are very little in our country, and that is why I felt, and in fact I asked the organizers also, that there has to be someone who is from government who can take note of one thing at least. Now comprehensive centers we have about 250 to 300, and even the present need is about 450 to 550. Comprehensive center, what I mean is where all facilities are available. So there comes the political issue that you have to make cancer treatment accessible, affordable and quality cancer care. Accessible means it has to be in your access. When I asked my chairman, the hospital where I am working is a trust hospital. When I asked him what made you to make a cancer hospital, he said that one of my relatives who was comparatively poor developed the cancer in 1990, and he went to Bombay. He went along with 4 or 5 family members. He only went once. After that he didn't go. We all know why. He said that gave me a thinking that if such a institution is in Jaipur, probably we may treat. So we have a lot of people like this, but such kind of feeling has to come into their mind. So therefore, for the government you have to optimize care by having cost-effective care. You expand the care means it should be in at least at the district level or maybe even at the tehsil level, so that you can reduce the burden of the people. You will see that it is only on south that the cancer centers and cancer inlays are at par. Rest everywhere we have more problem and less facilities. There is something going on, some sensitization of politicians there. There are some meetings, there are some resolution, there are some decisions, but we have to see a day when we can really address and eradicate all non-communicable diseases. Having regional center and also the cancer registration, these are very important factor. The another factor which of course is applicable in very few cases is the waiting period. Obviously when more center will be there, waiting period will be also less. Now I want to share, sir, some of the initiatives which our hospital has taken. I retired from Armed Forces on 30th April 2014, and when I discussed with one of my good friend, he is a surgeon. I asked him, how is life in civil? He said, sir, I am telling you the truth. He said, sir, it is difficult. I said, why? He said, because I did 25 cholecystectomy in a corporate hospital, all went uneventful, and I was called and told, you have done 25 cholecystectomy, but you have not done CT scan even in one. But when I went for the discussion with in this Bhagwan Mahavir Cancer Hospital, promptly I told to the chairman and the managing trustee that don't expect anything of that kind from me. And he told me that no, rather we want that nobody should be unnecessarily operated, nobody should be unnecessarily investigated, and treatment what is desired. So we have a tumor board. All three consultancies and modalities are decided. It is based on the international protocol. It's a trust hospital. My hematologist and pediatrician told me these are some of the welfare schemes. One is Donate a Life, early detection, freedom from cancer, and treatment of Wilms tumor. Now, what is Donate a Life? They both told me that in our case, there is a failure rate. The child is brought for treatment, but he doesn't turn up. So then we investigated. I rang up some of the people, and most of these cases were from rural area. And I was told by the father कि साहब अब तो बच्चे को कैंसर हो गया है, पता नहीं वो जिंदा रहेगा कि नहीं रहेगा, मैं बाकी बच्चों को नहीं मार सकता. So in the management, I projected this treatment of these three diseases, that is ALL, APML, and Hodgkin's lymphoma, with the doctors sitting over here are aware that there is a 90% cure rate. And I am very proud to tell you that these children are being treated free in our hospital. If anybody comes to know, they have to be low risk. That is only our condition, because we take money from these trustees and their relations, and we have accumulated about 2.5 crore, and I have been given a support for next 2.5 crore for next 5 years also. You all know that about 5 to 7 lakh rupees per child there is an expenditure, and I am very happy to tell you that these children, most of them are from the poor background. Most of them, 90% of them would have discontinued the treatment, are today free from cancer. So this is the fight which Bhagwan Mahavir. We are also taking help into problem. Hospital Lucknow, our commander gave us a task of handling the cataract in the Central Command, and mind you, Central Command has 7 states, and by screening them by different modes, not by sending the eye specialist, by the normal medical officer, we could achieve that. So if all these people come and receive training, and then they normally in their day-to-day working, if they start working, this can be achieved. Anganwadi workers, we are going and training. This gentleman is Dr. Lalit Mohan Sharma. In fact, I was bringing him, but his son had some problem. He is doing a lot of philanthropic activities, and he spends more time in the social work. So we train them as the normal, because they go and meet the people. When any healthcare provider from Lucknow will go and talk in a village, they may not understand and they may not believe. But when the one of the person who is amongst them talks to them, there will be an impact. Then these are on the, giving oath to the school and the children. I'll be very happy if end of the function everybody takes an oath here, not only to stop smoking and tobacco chewing, but to tell 5 other people. It really works. Today in the flight, there was a gentleman sitting with me, and I was just going through my slide. So he said, "कौन के doctor हैं क्या?" So I told him, "Brother, you are inviting cancer for yourself. He went to bathroom, he told me, I will not use future. You have to tell a person. You have to tell a person. We have also made this AML ward in our hospital so that the patient remains infection free. This is another good thing, and again I give credit to Dr. Lalit Mohan. He is our medical oncologist. Maybe some of you are knowing because he started his career from Kanpur and he was very keen to come here. So, you know, most of these doctors, they have their own belt. So he used to get donation from the people who are in the trade, and when he used to recommend for a patient, there was little problem in giving them financial help because of the criteria. We treat BPL free, we treat economically poor free. So then I went to Bhilwara, met those industrialists, and I said, you have your own cancer care organization. It's very, very, very good. Kindly listen to it. This is where you can play a major role. And then they made a cancer care organization and collected donation. Then if anyone from Bhilwara district will ask the financial help, and if it doesn't fall in the category of our criteria, we will mail to that cancer care organization of Bhilwara. They will also identify, because when free treatment is given, lot of people who can afford will also come. And after identifying, they will mail us that you treat them free, we will provide you the money, and this is working well. Not only this, now that organization has purchased their own mammography machine, and then they are doing pap smear. So such kind of satellite establishment, if they are made, I think we can address this problem. Cuddle Foundation is also helping. I mean, though you can contact them, they give you dietitian, they give you the social worker, they give you the nutritional food supplements. So in end, brother, I know I have taken a little more time because this subject is very close to my heart. And I got up at 3 o'clock to reach here. These are the cardinal symptoms, and they should be displayed everywhere in our country because people have to know about it. People have to find out. Our help is early diagnosis, definitive treatment. These two if we take up, then rest all the money and all part. There are a lot of people in 3.5 years. I have never dealt with rich people in my life when I have served in armed forces. But I am telling you, I purchased about 1,50,000 rupees jewelry from the jeweler during my daughter's marriage, and I spoke to him while purchasing this about this DALF scheme. You will surprise, he owned one child and he gave me 5 lakh rupees. People are ready to give what they need. What they need is assurance that this money will be used judiciously. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. It was a pleasure. The power failure, you were continuing the talk. It was a wonderful talk. I'll request Dr. Avad Dubey to have some words on this talk, please.
Very much, Dr. Rahul. I must compliment Dr. Subhash for such a wonderful deliberation on a very important topic. It's a wonderful occasion for at least Dr. Mishra and me, Dr. S.K. Mishra and me, to be here in this wonderful auditorium where we have been before many times. And under the leadership of Professor Ashok Kumar sir, we have done wonderful programs together. Welcome to Kanpur sir, and it's our great privilege and honor. Dr. Subhash, you very nicely have covered so many important aspects, and I was taking notes because it was a good topic for us to discuss amongst our own selves. And then there is one thing which I really appreciate, that you said that this could be a comprehensive screening program, where, like you being an ophthalmologist, I know that how wonderful job your team might have done when you conducted the eye examination also along with the cancer detection. So what is important for us is to know that it's always a teamwork which stands. And also in this audience, which is having a youth leadership of Dr. Praveen Katyar, and who has a youthful mentor like our Vice Chancellor sir, and also like Professor Ashok Kumar sir. And also the audience sitting in front of us are all young. So my dear friends, I'll just take 2 minutes of yours to let you realize that our country is getting younger, and our country is getting younger because the average age of this country is getting at a lower level, where more and more youth are involved in the nation building programs. So you must have come here with some dreams, you must be attending some courses here, and you must have left your homes to do your studies here and then go back and do something for your life. So I must say that what Praveen always remember, that I always tell you that you are the key and you are the hope. So all of you, are you ready, like Dr. Saab has said, that are you ready to volunteer yourself to fight not only against cancer but also against other medico-social problems? Are you ready for that? Jor se zara. Very good. I am so proud of you. So Kanpur promises you, sir, that your call will be properly taken care, and then give a big clap to him who has offered this wonderful idea, and then we'll be in touch with you. And with these words, I must remind all of you that you have dreams and you have vision and you have lot of time, you have lot of energy. So utilize this, come out from your comfort zones, and then focus on your subjects and also on the medico-social economical needs of this country, of this society, which we all belong to. Thank you very much.
Have with us one of the international person who is the Association of Surgeons, President of Associations of Surgeons of India. You have taken the breakfast today in the morning. Kindly clap properly. Let everybody know what Kanpur is. Yeah, this sounds better. With these words, sir, please.
Thank you, Rahul. I think I must thank Dr. Subhash for a wonderful talk on socio-economical, political aspect of the cancer. अभी भी बात हुई ब्रेकफास्ट की, तो एक बार जोरदार तालियां फिर से डॉक्टर सुभाष के लिए, और दूसरी तालियां डॉक्टर प्रवीण और ऑर्गेनाइजिंग टीम के लिए जोरदार। फॉर्चुनेटली मैं हूँ, शायद मुझे आज चेन्नई होना चाहिए था, लेकिन मेरी किस्मत थी कि इतना अच्छा सुंदर व्याख्यान मुझे सुनने को मिला। ये जो अभी कैंसर की बात की है, मैं सिर्फ 2 मिनट लूँगा आप सबका, और ख़ास तौर से हमारे अपने यंग फ्रेंड्स हैं। थोड़ी सी तकलीफ ज़रूर हुई जब इतना बढ़िया भाषण हमारे डॉक्टर सुभाष जी दे रहे थे, तो बच्चे कुछ लोग आपस में बात करने में लगे थे, कुछ व्हाट्सएप वगैरह देख रहे थे, तो हमें इंटरप्ट करना पड़ा। ये बहुत ही गोल्डन अपॉर्चुनिटी है आपके जीवन में, जो इतने अथक प्रयासों के बाद आई है, इसको वेस्ट मत करिए। जो बातें यहाँ कही गई हैं वो आपको किताबों में पढ़ने को नहीं मिलेगी, इसलिए इस पे ध्यान दीजिए। और जब डॉक्टर सुभाष ने कैंसर की बात की है और इसके जो सोशल एस्पेक्ट है, इकोनॉमिकल एस्पेक्ट है, पॉलिटिकल एस्पेक्ट है, ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है, महत्वपूर्ण है। आई जस्ट वांट टू कम्युनिकेट टू यू एज ए प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ द एसोसिएशन ऑफ सर्जन्स ऑफ इंडिया, मुझे बहुत पीड़ा होती है जब मैं ये देखता हूँ कि हेल्थ के मामले में कोई भी गवर्नमेंट, वेदर इट इज ए स्टेट गवर्नमेंट और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, वो कभी भी सिंसियर नहीं रही, और उसका खामियाजा हमारी आज जो आम जनता जिसको कहते हैं कॉमन पॉपुलेशन, उसको उठाना पड़ रहा है। कैंसर एक बड़ी भयावह बीमारी है जिसका नाम सुनते ही बड़े बड़े लोगों के होश उड़ जाते हैं, और दिस इज ट्रू विद द डॉक्टर्स एज वेल। कोई भी स्पेयर्ड नहीं है। ये जो इंसिडेंस कैंसर का बहुत तेजी से बढ़ रहा है, ये बढ़ने के कई कारण हैं, जैसा पारिक साहब ने बताया कि हमारी लाइफ स्टाइल में चेंज हुआ है, हमारी एज बढ़ी है, हम पैक्ड फूड का इस्तेमाल ज़्यादा करने लगे हैं, हमें ओबेसिटी बढ़ रही है. देयर आर सो मेनी रीजंस फॉर इंक्रीज इन द कैंसर. और आप सब लोगों को जो यहाँ पे हॉल में उपस्थित हैं उनको इसके बारे में बेसिक जानकारी होनी चाहिए, इसलिए कि आप सबसे बड़ा सोशल एस्पेक्ट है इसके. अगर आप बाहर जाते हैं और आपसे कोई भी कैंसर का मरीज मिलता है, मैं आपको बताता हूं, अभी तो बहुत सारी बातें हुई प्रिवेंशन की, गुटखा बंद करो, हुक्का बंद करो, सिगरेट बंद करो, मास स्क्रीनिंग करो. आई नो वन ऑफ माय गुड फ्रेंड हु इज पद्मश्री डॉक्टर रघुराम, ही इज डूइंग इन तेलंगाना एंड आंध्र प्रदेश अबाउट कैंसर ब्रेस्ट. उनका मास स्क्रीनिंग प्रोग्राम चलता है. कल फिर पिंक रिबन कनेक्शन के नाम से कर रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. लेकिन जैसे बताया कि ये तमाम सारी चीज़ें आई वॉश होती हैं अगर उसको प्रॉपरली ना किया जाए. जैसे अब ये भी बात कही हमारे लर्नेड स्पीकर ने कि हम हाइजीन की बात करते हैं और हमारे देश में कितनी लड़कियां हैं जो सैनिटरी पैड्स का इस्तेमाल कर रही हैं. हार्डली 5% और 10%, मैक्सिमम कर ले तो 15%. 85% अभी भी अनहाइजीनिक मीन्स का इस्तेमाल करते हैं. तो हमारे लिए ये सब जानना बहुत ज़रूरी है. अवेयरनेस इज द की. कैसे किया जाए. आज एक और इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ मैं कह रहा हूँ, जब यहाँ पे आज से 30-40 साल पहले जब मैं स्टूडेंट था तो जेके कैंसर इंस्टीट्यूट का यहाँ नाम है, जो कि एक सरकारी संस्थान था, काफ़ी सारी सेवाएं कैंसर के क्षेत्र में किया करता था. आज 40 साल हो गए, हम एक अच्छा कैंसर इंस्टीट्यूट कानपुर जैसे बड़े शहर को नहीं दे पाए. वी ऑलवेज लुक एट टाटा मेमोरियल which is catering, which is doing very good job, but it is too little, too small for whole vast country. आप जहाँ से बिलोंग करते हैं, जयपुर से आप आ रहे हैं, उस इंस्टीट्यूट में भी बहुत बढ़िया काम हो रहा है, मुझे मालूम है, बढ़िया. हमें ऐसे सारे बड़े शहरों में तो ज़रूरत है ही है. ये कौन करेगा? नॉट फ्रॉम द प्राइवेट सेक्टर, इट हैज़ टू कम फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट. ये गवर्नमेंट की बेसिक ड्यूटी है, वो करके लाए. अनफॉर्चुनेटली ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है और मुझे ये बताते हुए बार बार पीड़ा होती है. मैं हर फोरम में बोलता हूँ, गवर्नमेंट सारी चीज़ों का ठीकरा डॉक्टर्स के ऊपर फोड़ती है. ये बिल्कुल गलत है. अगर उनकी ये जिम्मेदारी बनती है कि हम अपने जनता की, अपने जो हमारे लोग हैं उनकी स्वास्थ्य की देखभाल करें, और उसके देखभाल के लिए ज़रूरी है इन चीज़ों का हम बनाएं, हम अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम डालें और हम वो सारे काम करें जिससे कि लोगों को पता चले. आज भी हम जाते हैं गाँव में, बड़ी पीड़ा होती है. जैसा आरिफ साहब ने बताया कि एडवांस कैंसर मिलते हैं. बाहर जाते हैं तो हम अर्ली कैंसर्स पाते हैं, यहाँ ज़्यादातर एडवांस आते हैं जिनका ट्रीटमेंट अगर वो अर्ली स्टेज में आ जाएं, स्टेज 1 या इन सीटू या स्क्रीनिंग के द्वारा, या जितनी अर्ली स्टेज में आएंगे उनको क्योर होने के चांसेस हैं. तो हमें इन चीज़ों के ऊपर बहुत इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करने की ज़रूरत है. और मेरा मतलब इसी फोरम से गवर्नमेंट से मैं अनुरोध करता हूँ कि अब एक दूसरे के ऊपर ठीकरा फोड़ना बंद करें. सीरियस जॉब करने की ज़रूरत है. अगर हम आप आज अच्छा पीने का पानी मुहैया नहीं करा सकते, अच्छी हाइजीन मुहैया नहीं करा सकते, हमें कोई हक नहीं बनता है दूसरी तरफ उंगली उठाने का. हमें वो प्रयास करने चाहिए जिससे कि हमारा स्वास्थ्य वाकई में सीरियसली, हमारा बजट तो पीनट है, उसको बढ़ाना पड़ेगा और सीरियसली काम करना पड़ेगा, जिससे कि वाकई में हमारी जो जनता है उसको वो स्वास्थ्य मिले. इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ एक बार फिर मैं अपने ऑर्गेनाइजर्स का बहुत बहुत आभार प्रकट करता हूं कि उन्होंने इतने संजीदा विषय पर एक कॉन्फ्रेंस का आयोजन किया और आप सभी लोगों का जो इस कार्यक्रम में उपस्थित. थैंक यू.
I think we have exceeded the time. No.
थैंक यू. रिक्वेस्ट और मेरी ख्वाहिश है कि आप सब लोग एक बीड़ा उठाएं, एक उद्देश्य बनाएं, एक किसी चीज को दूर करने का. कि सर आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम हुई? मैंने कहा नहीं. लेकिन मेरे हस्बैंड को मैं कहती हूँ तो वो कहते हैं कि मुझे कब्ज हो जाती है, मुझे पेट फूल जाता है, भूख नहीं लगती है. मैंने उसको बोला मैं वापस आ रहा हूँ, मेरे से मिला देना. एक्चुअली ये सब आई वॉश है. शौक में हम लोग शुरू करते हैं. आई थिंक द डॉक्टर सिटिंग विद मी विल शेयर दैट व्हेन वी वेंट इन मेडिकल कॉलेज वी वर टोल्ड कि स्टाइल नहीं है इसमें फोटो में, वो स्टाइल में आ गए. बट द डे यू रियलाइज and now I left in long back in 82, so that whatever the nicotine effect is also washed out. So there is a requirement of this because I don't expect, जैसा कि डॉक्टर मिश्रा ने बताया कि मैं नहीं ये उम्मीद करता, क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ बहुत से डिसीजंस मनी ड्रिवन है। बहुत से आपके यूपी के प्रकाश सिंह जी हैं जो कि रिटायर्ड आईपीएस ऑफिसर हैं, आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू नो हिम, बट डीजीपी थे, एंड आई have heard him on many occasions. When the blast took place in Bombay, I was in service. Intellect of the Bombay were affected, ladies and gentlemen. That blast was an eye-opener for those who are who's who in the country. And they called him, and he said one thing. He said, when I come to you like this, कि मुझे भीख दो, मुझे अपने देश को बचाना, तो आप करोड़ों दान देंगे। लेकिन जब आपको किसी को सेलेक्ट करना होता है, किसी को जिताना होता है, तो आप उसको जिताते हैं जो आपके फेवर की पॉलिसी बनाते हैं, और इसीलिए अटैक हुआ है। इतना ही वो बोले उस दिन, उसका कितने लोग अर्थ समझ पाए मैं ये नहीं कह सकता, पर मैंने उनके 5 बिकॉज वो बहुत ग्रेट पर्सनैलिटी है। तो ये सब चीजें क्या होगी, ये ऑटोमेटिक दूर हो जाएगी। हम क्या करते हैं, जैसे सबने बताया, हम ब्लेम गेम खेलते हैं कि ये गवर्नमेंट कुछ करती नहीं, डॉक्टर लोग तो जेब काटते हैं। आप अपने आप को काबिल बनाएं, आप समझिए। मैं ये कहता हूं कि हेल्थ और वकील, इन दोनों को मर्जी करने मत दीजिए, अपनी नॉलेज से बात कीजिए, उनसे डिस्कस कीजिए, पूछिए कि आप मेरा गला काट रहे हो तो क्यों काट रहे हो, या मुझे केस कर रहे हो तो क्यों कर रहे हो। तो वो अवेकनिंग आएगी तो सब कुछ ठीक हो सकता है। थैंक यू सो मच।
मैं आमंत्रित कर रहा हूं मिसेज नेहा शुक्ला को, यूनिवर्सिटी इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ हेल्थ साइंसेज से, कि आए हमारे चेयरपर्सन और प्रोग्राम डायरेक्टर को फेलिसिटेट करें। जल्दी नेक्स्ट। एक I invite chairpersons and program director on the stage. Dr. Anand Kumar is program director, Professor Madhu Kumar and Dr. Adhais Kumar is chairperson. Kindly take your seats.